Alright guys, it's Friday, August 21st, last day of the week for trading. This is options expiration, but doesn't matter for us because we're oil and futures trader. And cha-ching, made some money. So basically I got oil and gold set up. So oil, we had a nice downtrend all day, and now it came back in within profile, came back down and retested this profile area right here. The high value area actually ended up moving, but this thing came over here, and basically I'm in a few trades. One on oil and one on gold. Both are long. So on gold, again, like I said, came back in within profile, came back down for a retest and went long. All right, we're looking at the next level around the 158 right there, and possibly up to the 160 and even higher. Okay, and we've been in a long uptrend for a while, so this was a nice pullback. All right, targets meeting on oil right now. Oil can go all the way back up to the other side. So oil, on the other hand, looking over here, we kind of in a sideways range, right? But technically we were kind of going up slowly, and then we came back down. So the high probability trade is if it comes back down to the bottom of this area that we buy, right? Because now you have confluence moving up and we have a sideways move in. All you do in a sideways range is sell at the top, buy at the bottom until it finally breaks out. Did not break down here, ended up actually coming back up, and you see this nice buying moving right there. And so I bought back in here and started kind of scaling out. So right now both of those trades are working out for me pretty well, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and so far those are the two trades for this morning. I'm looking at oil to move all the way up to the at least 161 right here, or 160, 161.1 right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my next targets up there. Only in 3 contracts here and 5 contracts on oil. I've already started to cash out on a few of those. So real quick, one of the first things I do is I go ahead and I take out about 10 ticks off my first contract, usually just to lock in a quick $100. But I know that this thing's got a lot more to go on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this first trade right there. It looks like that target's about to hit right now. Okay, so you got that. We do have this 50 contract right there, but okay, it hit it anyway. So it's gonna, once it runs over that, it's just got a few more things to go till it gets to the next level. And I'm just gonna scale in and scale out of these trades as we go. Okay. I mean, it's Friday, still got other trades to kind of go, but this thing, if gold really does push up hard from here, that'll be nice. But what I did do is bring my stop up, so I have 2 contracts left at the 55.9. If it does come back down to the 55.9, which is right here, right where it broke, then I get stopped out. But I'm looking for this thing to momentum, and as you know, gold, once it moves, it really moves. So let me actually move this up. 58.6 will be my target. Whoops. Go ahead and hold it so it doesn't move around. 58.6 is my next target, and then my final target at 11.61. Okay, so once we get up to 61, then we'll look to see if this thing wants to turn back around, but until then we're just going to go ahead and hold on to these runners. Okay, and I'm trying to get better at letting the profits run, meaning once it kind of goes in the direction, letting them go to its maximum potential, right? Instead of just like scaling out as I go and getting scared. But the important part of that is you have to get in at the right price. So I should have actually got in here. I didn't get all my contracts in there. I got in a little bit more here after it came up and came back down and held, right? And I saw these price areas here, the confluence here, and didn't even quite make it there. So I had a pretty good feeling about this trade. So we'll let this thing kind of ride and see if it actually goes up any higher. It could turn back around right now. I mean, we are kind of in this next consolidation zone where it dropped. So as we start coming back up into it, you got to look at that. But the next really area that I'm looking at is this low value or high value area here at the 11.69, since we just broke this recent high value area here, right, at 11.54. And once you break it, you look at the next area, which would be the next high value area, which would be over here at the 11.60. because we were in a downtrend. Okay, so we're only going to focus on this little box here, not what happened before, because we moved up, actually came back down, and now we're bouncing at the support from earlier, and now we're looking for this thing to move up. So just got to have some patience. But the main thing is I made a little bit of money here, and I have my stops at 11.55.9, so I can't even lose money at this point. Okay, so we'll go with that trade for now. If we hit the targets, I'll go ahead and restart the video, and we'll go from there. But these are the first trades already this morning, and I'll go ahead and pause the video, and we'll get back in just a second. Okay, right now gold is still running, expecting gold to get up to the top over here at the 41.19 at a minimum. So I'm gonna start scaling out some more. I think I have let me see, I'll move this up maybe a few more ticks to the side, up higher. Let me see, yeah, a little bit higher on these. Right now we are moving. We did move up, came down and tested it, that low end, so this thing should move up at least to that 49.19 is what I'm expecting. So I'll have it like one tick below there. Let me see, put 2 ticks over here to get the maximum. Let the one right here kind of lock in anything as we go up. So let's watch this for a little bit. All right, here we go. We are moving up, both on gold and oil. And oil, I mean, gold really has to break through here, right? Because you see those consolidation for a while before it went up. When it came back into this area, there's some consolidation before it dropped down. So you got to really see this thing move either way. And right now we're looking for this thing to really push up on both oil and gold to get to the other side. And once it gets here, we got to look and say, is this going to come back down, or does it break through here? Then we look for a retest and we buy from there. And gold has been coming down for quite a while, and then it tried to push up yesterday and failed overnight at the end of the day, I mean, and then it just consolidated in this range. So we're just in this range right now, and we got to break up, either break out to the upside or to the downside, and that's how we're going to trade that. But we had a trade in between here, as you saw, this range from low, high, back down to low, right? But what was the recent trend before it came down to the low? It was an uptrend. So that's why you buy when it comes down. Okay, same thing here. We actually had a very long uptrend here, and that's why we started to all right, looks like we're gonna hit some of our targets. Let me go ahead and get out one here.
Target filled.
Okay, and the next one at the 47.19 is the target. Once it goes to 19, it'll either stall or it'll break right through it. But either way, I'll go ahead and let me see what 48.19 is. 27. Not a whole lot of trades right there. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here. Get one contract left. Do one contract at a time. Go ahead and put one at 17. Well, a little bit higher, and then kind of move it down and get and be ready to kind of execute and get out if this thing keels over. Sometimes, you know, at the opening bell, sometimes it does kind of do that. But we got some time. We have about another 20 minutes till the market opens, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, so that's how we'll trade that. And then once we get out of that one, we'll look at the breakout and see if we can go long, or if it does come back down, we'll see if it breaks out below and go long and go short from there. And that's oil. As far as gold, the plan is this thing comes up to this level. If it keeps going through and pushes through, we could get past to this level and keep going up, right? Gold's still bullish, right? We're still bullish. So we're looking at bullish moves. But right now, the trend is to the downside. So we're going to look at possibly scaling out our positions up here, right? And seeing if this thing's going to short and come back down. Because we had this nice down move and we get to the other side, you have to be careful and see if this shorts. But if gold just pushes through like crazy right on through here in the highs, then we can look for another long as it comes back down and retest these high value areas. Okay, so that's the idea before it even happens, and that's what you got to come up with, a plan, a strategy. But you see the same patterns every day, and that's how you trade it. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, and we'll be back in just a second. All right, guys. All right, guys, we're back. Looks like gold is going to hit the targets, like I said, right here at the 58.9, 58.8. Okay, and that's just going back. I think, I don't know how far I went back, but those are some resistance areas that we had earlier, looking back before in July. But this thing, like I said, if I go back to the 4-hour, open this thing up. Back in July, we had this little range here, right? And that was pretty much this 58.8 was the bottom of this range, and the top of the range as it went down. So the bottom, when it was above it, right, you can see that it was kind of support, and then once it came down below it, it became the resistance. Touched it one time and then went down ever since then. So we're right at that area. So I mean, we're about to hit the target right there, one tick below there. You see the 80 contracts right there kind of holding it off, so that's why it's got to really push through there. But once it does push through there, it should be fine. And actually I should have had the 58, yeah, we'll leave it at 58.7 right there. But momentum's onto the upside right now, and gold likes to do that. And
Target filled.
yep, target filled on the 58. Yep, you can see it on both 58.8 now. So now we just gotta wait for this thing to go up to the 1161. 1161 is the next target right there. So what I will do is, I think if this thing doesn't really push up in the next few minutes or 5 minutes, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale out of this thing and see if it actually no, you know what, I'm gonna hold on, just because we actually came all the way down to this range, right? We had hit this support and really haven't hit you know, this could be a kind of a stop point. As you can see, price, right, kind of came down, came up to this level, and then shot down from there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and and this is the hard part I always talk about, like just, you know, trying to figure out whether or not to scale out or stay in the trade, right? And sometimes that's the hardest part. So in the interest of just, you know, the video, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and then we'll restart it. If I get out, I get out. But if I stay in, we'll look at the next targets above. But we really need to have this thing push through, because it could just completely fail on us. But because technically we still are in a downtrend within this time period, we're bullish overall. But in this time period right now, before the market opens, this could be an area where it just hits and then just kind of reverses from there. So if it doesn't hold right here, there's a possibility that this was the resistance, this low value area, right? As we're going down, if you hit low value area again, you know, that's a deeper retracement, right, from this down move, and that could have been the target to hit and get an entry for a short. So unless this thing reverses and pushes up really hard, we could be going down from here. So there's something to think about. But we'll give it another 5 minutes. Once this bar closes, we'll see what happens. It looks like it's holding so far, but anything's possible. So let me go ahead and pause the video, wait for this thing to close. It's going to close in like about 2 more minutes. So, and when we'll assess the market at that point. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause the video, and we'll see you in just a second. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video. If I'm getting another trade, I will restart it. But basically, we hit our targets here at the 49.19 or 41.19. Like I said, we went a little bit above there. So we went from range high to range low, range high to range low to range high again, and now we just have to break out of here. So that's the next trade idea to look at. And once we break out of there, then we just look for a retrace, and then we can buy. Okay, but right now there's no established trend, it's sideways, and we were able to make money within the trend. So that's actually another kind of trade. Gold, I did not like this move here. It should have broke through here if it really wanted to confirm upside movement. Instead, it came up to this area. Like I said, there was some consolidation, right? Once when it went up, and then second one it went down. But look, we're overall down, right? So we said if it comes back up here, this is a trade. If you just look at this half of the day, this is a downtrend. So you come back up into this resistance, which is a low value area, because we broke all these other value areas. The next low value area, remember, low value areas are what you look at for continuation short on a downtrend day. And now we have that. So this thing is possibly moving down, okay? So we have that trade right there. I actually was able to trade on the way up because we came back into profile and bounced. So made that trade for about 30 ticks off of that move right there. And now we're possibly moving down, and this thing could move down pretty hard from here. But once we do move down, if we break down to these levels, I'll look for a breakout, continuation, a retest, and a short at that point. Okay? So both those, that's what we're waiting for, and that will probably be the follow-on video if that's the trade I enter. Okay, guys? So other than that, have a great night. If this is the last video of the night, if not, I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys soon.